This is the MLB pregame show, and I'm Matt Vasgersian. And as we draw nearer to the first pitch of Game 1 in the series, we'll give you the latest installment of our Topps Player Spotlight. Tony is our man to watch. And, of course, he is the defending NL Cy Young Award winner. A nice piece of hardware to put on the shelf, I would imagine.
Well, it certainly is, Matt. He should be very proud of the way he pitched last year, and he definitely deserves the award. There's always at least a couple of worthy candidates for yearly awards like this, but I think that he was the clear choice last season. It became apparent right away that he was just on a different level and that hitters really didn't want anything to do with him. I'm looking forward to see if he can repeat as Cy Young this year.
All right, pregame festivities are wrapping up. It's time for baseball, and we'll have it for you next.
Hey, what's up, guys? Tony here, and it is a Christmas miracle here in the early part of March. You're watching some MLB The Show. This is Road to the Show with my pitcher, named after myself. We were playing on the Padres, and this is June of 2019. So, as you saw in the intro, I won the National League Cy Young the previous season, and it was a pretty good season. I mean, for me as a player, as a team, it was definitely not that great of a year. As you can imagine, if you're a baseball fan, which I imagine you are since you're watching this video, the Padres, as in the Padres in real life, are not very good. So 2016, 17, and 18, we had a losing record. No surprise there. And we have a losing record this season too. So anytime I start the game, I'm constantly referred to as the stopper. I'm that guy who's coming onto the mound to stop a losing streak, and that's generally what happens. When I lose games, they're typically like 1-0, 2-0 games. Very rarely are there blowouts. So there is, I guess, an added pressure to be somewhat perfect, because I know that I'm not going to get a lot of runs for it, and that's not all that dissimilar from the real life Padres. Actually, it's kind of funny because I think it was my character got called up in the first year. I think it did like half a season split between double A, triple A, and then I got called up, and I stayed with the Padres the end of 2016, and then I signed a 5-year contract, and I was quickly promoted to ace of the staff, which is not really that hard to do on a team like the Padres. But yeah, so I played through 2017, and then it was like halfway through 2018, I just got so tired of being on a losing team, and I tried to get traded, and it didn't happen. And then one time, I was so frustrated. I was like, okay, you know what? I need to sim this contract. So I think I simmed like 3 or 4 years. Or no, I think it was just 2 seasons. I simmed like 2 seasons expecting my contract to be over and realizing that it was another whole other year. And I was looking at my personal stats, and they were just in the tank. I was like, you know what? I'm not even going to save it. I'm going to just play it through. And so keep trying to get traded. It's not happening. I've sort of resigned myself to the fact that I'll be a Padre for at least 5 seasons. So 5 whole seasons. So it's at 17, 18, 19, 20 to 2021. So I've got another 2 whole seasons after this season before my contract is over. And I don't think I'm going to make it. Obviously, with MLB 17 coming out here at the end of the month, I'll be picking that game up, and I'll be playing that game. So that's what long intro aside, that's where my character is. That's where my level of satisfaction is with my character being on the Padres. I sure would love to see him traded, but I don't know. I mean, kind of like in real life, you get drafted by a team, and it's a hometown team, so I mean, totally cool with playing for the hometown team. I just wish that the hometown team in MLB The Show didn't mirror the real Padres as much as it does. I'd love to be a part of a winner. That's pretty much all I'm saying. To touch on MLB 17, I'm actually really looking forward to MLB 17. I've been kind of watching, but not very closely, what's been going on with MLB 17. They've been posting a lot of those videos on Facebook and YouTube, and it's just like, here's what's new to MLB 17. So I think, like all of us, every year we're wondering if it's going to be better. Is this going to be a better game? Is the physics going to be better? Is the strike zone? That's what I'm always griping about. Strike zones, are they going to be better and more consistent? Player modeling, character speeds, the sort of hustle really what I want to see overhauled is just the player controller movement. So I should say that. So things that I'm always looking for in an MLB game to be updated. One is the strike zones. Cannot. And coming from someone I play now, I always have a fielder. I always play as a fielder and always have a pitcher, but the pitcher is usually the one I make videos about because, everybody does. Players, outfielders, infielders. So the hitters are overdone. So I do like to do the pitchers and, just different. And I used to pitch, so it's kind of my wheelhouse. I did also play third, but, whatever. I like pitching just as much as the field, but whatever. So strike zone consistency is one thing that I really just irks me, because when the ball is like 50% in the strike zone and it's called a ball, it's like, oh my gosh, now I get it. It mirrors real life. And this is a problem even when you turn off the variable strike zones. It doesn't call it to the letter like it says it is. But whatever. That's part of the game. I'm not one of those proponents of technology in the game, especially like digital strike zones that call it just to the letter. I do like the variability, sort of. It's frustrating, but it's part of the game, so it's like a love-hate sort of relationship. The other thing that really annoys me about the show and pitching is location inconsistency. I get missing your spots, I really do, but it's like, it's like muscle memory. When you hit you hit your spot, you hit the good marker, and then your pitch is like always high, like belt high, or you're trying to get it low and it's either really low or you miss high. It's like playing darts with the world's smallest dart, trying to hit the world's smallest dartboard. And it's just like you never, very rarely do you hit the board. It's always somewhere else. So strike zones, pitch consistency, and you can adjust those in the sliders. Now I'm playing on the veteran difficulty. I have a player on the rookie difficulty, and it's like easily you strike out guys, like 12 guys per game. So I have this character set up on veteran, and then pitch consistency is the slider is ticked up a couple notches because I really grow tired of not hitting your spots, and it's on veteran, it's inconsistent enough as is, so it just needs a couple ticks up with the refinement, and so that's what I've done with the sliders. The other one is player movement. That's the other one that I watch when guys hit ground balls. They get beat out way too often, and so that's one thing I'd love to see. Sometimes there's no urgency in the players, and the movements are not very fluid. They're very awkward, and base runners will beat out ground balls that at a real major league level would be out at first. Those are kind of my gripes, and I'm hoping that with this sort of advertised new physics that they're talking about, that things will be better. We'll see. I don't know. The mechanics, the player mechanics are a little dated. There was who did the other? There was an Xbox baseball game. I think it was 2K. I think 2K Sports. If I remember correctly, their players were very fluid. I really enjoyed those. The hitting sucked. The pitching wasn't all that great, but their player movements were pretty spot on. I liked how fluid they were. And that's just kind of what I wish the show would do. And I just think probably because there's no competition out there for baseball games, that I don't know, that is one of the problems, is that there's really no drive for them to constantly improve beyond the fact that they the developers themselves probably want to improve. But there's no real push, there's no competition in the market to make a better game to the fullest extent, because there's no one else that's going to beat them out. So anyways, that's kind of my subtle rant about that. But the other thing I'd like to actually see, actually I think they're doing it, but I think I want to see an extended minor league time, single A all the way to triple A. If possible, I'd love to see like college, like a season in college, season in single A, double A, triple A, majors. So that's the other thing, I guess, when I start to look at the old MLB games, the old shows. The road to the show was a little longer. It usually took you a good 2 seasons to get to the show. And now it's about half a season and you're there. I just don't like it. I'd much prefer the grind. I think, yeah, I mean, like, you know, a couple of games ago, I think it was probably 13 or 14. You know, it did take at least a season. So you play like, I don't know, half season, 3/4 of a season in single or double A, and you get called up triple A, and then you played the remainder season in triple A, and then the next season you probably played about half a season and you got called up. So at least it was like 1 year you spend in the minors. But I really honestly think maybe like one whole season double A, one whole season triple A. You know, I think that should be the progression. So I'd love to see that from single, double, triple, and then the show with those random like call-ups, you know, for an injury. That's something that as a player I've never really seen, or a fielder I've never really seen very often, is those random call-ups. I had that one time, it was like MLB 12, got called up. I think I was on the Yankees or something. I got called up because Jeter was injured. I was like, yeah, this is gonna be amazing, and I was there for like 2 weeks, and I got sent back down. I was like, oh my gosh, I had a taste of the show, and now I'm back to AAA. Or double A. I was like, this sucks. But it was exciting because it was just like, wow, just like real life. That doesn't happen very often. So, oh yeah, I guess like September call-ups, that'd be another thing to have. You called up, and you're like, hey, welcome to September. Here's some playing time, and back down to the minors next season. So, anyways, guys, I'm gonna wrap it up. I'm probably running out of time here, anyways. But let me know in the comment section what are the things you're looking forward to with MLB 17. And, you know, what are some of the things that you think that you'd love to see change with that game to, you know, help improve? So, as always, guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. And I shall talk to you guys later.
That misses 1-2. Here he comes on a ball and 2 strikes. Swing, and he pops him up over toward foul territory. And he'll lunge out of the crouch to put this one away. Good read. Zach Greinke will come forward now to start out their half of the 6th, and they've found it rough sailing against this starter so far as he's yielded just 2 hits through the first 5.
Not too many hard hit balls there either. He's had him off balance all game.
That's in there, and he's deep in the hole now, 0-2.
And this is part of why he's had a lot of success so far. He's done a lot of work on the edges and stayed out of the middle of the strike zone.
Padres are going to get something going out in the bullpen now as a left-hander has stood up to throw. Yusmani Tomas stands in for the 3rd time now as he takes a look at a ball. It's 1-0. Now a ball lined to the left side, but this is a foul ball. No offer on that one. 2 balls and a strike.
A much better approach here at the plate so far. He's not working from behind in the count like he has his first few at-bats.
Chopped weakly to the left. Machado ranges to his right. Throw gets him. 2 down.
Now batting.
Now to the plate, Danny Santana, as the switch hitter will take his cuts left-handed here. In there, and it's 0-1. That's taken. Now it's 0-2.
Right back, same pitch, also knee high. He wasn't buying that one either. He's going to have to do something now. He's down 2 strikes.
Throw in the dirt, but a good scoop at first saves an error as this side is retired. Make it 6 shutout innings. David Peralta will come forward now to begin the 7th inning in what's been a very briskly played ball game here tonight.
And that's what happens when you get 2 starters that are on top of their game. It's been great pitching, great defense, not a lot of base runners, and a very even game through 6 innings.
Here comes the Padre manager up out of the dugout heading for the mound. And a change is forthcoming as that's going to do it for his starter here this evening. Well, you always hope to get a good outing from your starting pitcher, but this man went above and beyond in this one. He's our top player of the game.
Yeah, really a dominating performance out there. Look at all the strikeouts. I mean, they just couldn't touch him.
So that just about does it. For EK, Psycho, and the crew, I'm Matt Vasgersian. You've been watching MLB The Show. For more, get those smartphones and tablets out and head over to theshownation.com. The Padres win it 2-0. Good night from San Diego.